Hello, hello, Aquarius. It is that time again. Today I'm going to be doing the August 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a Sun, Moon, or Rising Aquarius. So I'm going to pull these oracle cards, and while I'm doing this, go ahead and set your intention for the reading if you have one. If there's any information that you're looking to have come through during this reading, just go ahead and ask for it. Call it in. Okay, take a few deep breaths into the diaphragm. Notice what's going on with your body. Just check in with yourself. Now, let's go ahead and start with the word of the month for Aquarius. Gratitude. Notice your supports. Appreciate your own willingness to do the work. Give thanks for all that's coming your way. So it is about thanking the manifestation before it even gets to you. Just showing gratitude for it, even if it's on the way, even if you can't see it right now. Gratitude is going to help you magnetize the exact thing that you're looking for. Okay, and then I have blessed. This is also pointing to gratitude. It's time to step into that. I think that if you're dealing with a lack mentality, that's why this is coming up. If you're feeling like something is never enough, no matter how much you receive, no matter how many opportunities come your way, it's not enough or it's not quite right, that is actually going to perpetuate that cycle of it not being quite right or it not being enough. So if you shift your mindset first, then it will follow after that for you. And then the affirmation card that I have for you is inspiration. Okay, let me see if this will focus. There we go. There is a voice of inspiration within me. Right now it's only a whisper, but the more I listen, the louder it will get. Soon it will be a flawless speech voiced by James Earl Jones through a megaphone with lots of applause. Okay, so lean on things that are inspirational for you, and there's going to be some payoff with that this month. Now, I'm keeping it simple. We have a Celtic cross today, going back to basics. So the central energy for Aquarius this month is the High Priestess. What does your intuition have to say? That's what this is going to really emphasize this month. In terms of the way that you approach things, try to see how it feels leading with your intuition or feeling into your body for the information first before proceeding with action. So it's just about checking in with yourself. This is also an important time to not ignore any of your body's signals or your body's cues, because that is oftentimes where intuition starts, but people misunderstand it. So that you really want to pay attention to the body. If you aren't actively flexing an intuitive muscle, you still have it. It just is probably showing up in your body first. So that's my hit on this. The crossing energy is the King of Swords. This is you really feeling into your independence and the things that you would like to make happen. You might feel extra chatty, extra cerebral, extra full of ideas this month. So there might be 20,000 things that you want to initiate. You might be feeling extra inspired. Just make sure you have a harness on it so that it's not running amok and you're not doing 20,000 things all at the same time. You can accomplish a lot, but you don't want to start everything all at once, because then that's not sustainable. You want to give yourself bits and pieces to work with first so that you can do it long term. Now, what's shifting out for you is the Six of Swords. I think you've moved past something. So whatever the case is, whatever it may be, maybe it's an old relationship, maybe it's a job, maybe it's something that you've just outgrown. Now what's happening is you're finally starting fresh, you're planting new seeds, you're getting things started that you haven't done before. So I think that because whatever this was has been cleared out, you have so much more space for bigger and better things, and that's why you're kind of being called to lead with your intuition this month. and to really trust yourself and your desires. Just make sure that you're being realistic with what you can accomplish. So that's the one word of caution this month. And I'm going to clarify what has shifted out for you. The Hanged Man. Yeah, so it was a cycle that was being perpetuated. I don't know. I think that this is showing up a little bit more ambiguous because this is going to translate differently for a lot of you. So some of you, this is going to be patterns in relationships. For some of you, this is going to be a draining job. For some of you, this is going to be you know, not setting boundaries, and suddenly you're shifting into saying empowered no's and empowered yeses. So just notice what pattern has fallen away. And now that you have that vacancy, what are you filling it with? Are you setting new intentions? Are you being a little bit more mindful of what it is that you're filling that void with? The oncoming energy for you is the Two of Pentacles. It's about priorities. That's the big thing, is decisions become easier when you focus on what's important for you, what is something that you want to see grow and develop more than any other factor. So it's not actually about what the right decision is. It's more about what are your goals? What are the things that you want to have for yourself moving forward? And are the decisions that you're making now in alignment with that big term vision or not? And if they're not, then that's the no. And if they are, then that's the yes. And if you break it down like that, it's going to make this a lot easier. This might be an abundance of opportunities that flow in, and you actually, in order to sustain it, might have to say no to some things and say yes to the things that really feel good to you. So just be prepared for that. I think that that's what the decision, the oncoming decision, has to do with. Outward manifestation, we have the Page of Wands. It looks like you get your energy back. I think that this has to do with Leo season, and just the sun being there is going to be way more comfortable. I am getting that the energy pairs well with all the inspiration and ideas that you have going, because it's being met with action and that fire. It's going to really amplify what you're able to accomplish. So whatever you want, you can get after it this month. And the subconscious, first we have Justice. Let me clarify this before I speak to it. Really see what this is about, what's going on. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so what this really is, I scoffed because that's kind of you don't have permission to read sometimes. That's how it's showing up in this reading. So the reason being is that this is actually way more straightforward and cut and dry than I was anticipating or kind of thought it would be. This is about balance. This is actually reading like Temperance. So all you have to think about is, are you in a state of equilibrium, or is your life lopsided? Are you heavily investing in one area of your life and not investing anything into another area of your life? Are you overwhelmed with one specific thing? It's about, you know, if you have a candy bar, make sure you're eating vegetables too. That kind of balance you want to infuse into all the other areas of your life. It's not just about one thing. It's about looking at the equilibrium in all these different areas and seeing where you can make adjustments. And that's going to have the biggest payoff for you. Okay, and remember, in large part, this is emotional. So there's a huge piece of emotional balance, emotional coping, how you're dealing with things, and if you're doing it in a healthy, productive way, your attention is going to be called to those habits. Now, the advice for you is the 10 of Wands. What are you taking on too much of? Are you saying yes to too many things? Are you taking on responsibility for other people too often? Are you Are you over investing in other people? The Ten of Wands is just about overwhelm. It's about doing too much. And it doesn't just mean activities. This can actually be emotional burden. So don't forget that, especially if you have a tendency to be codependent, to try to problem solve for other people. Remember that that is actually going to drain you and more than likely not help the other person. So just keep that in mind. And the external influences, we have the Knight of Wands. Extra fiery for Aquarius this month. This is pointing to, oh gosh, there's something about initiation here. I'm getting that something is going to like click or move forward, or you're going to see some really significant progress in something that you're wanting. I can't speak more to that because this is a general reading. But this is just letting you know that you're seeing progress in something you've been working at. So you have this to look forward to. I think that it's more about patience, doing the work, making sure you're keeping things stable and grounded and secure for yourself. And then this is going to fall into place and develop organically. The hopes and fears position, we have the Ace of Cups. Obviously, this could be something where you're looking for that connection, chemistry, romantic situation to appear this month. And then this is also about filling your own cup. So for some of you, it's going to be partnership related. For others of you, it's going to be more about wanting time for yourself. That could also be from you overextending and not having it, and so then you end up craving it. That's why it's all about balance for you this month, more so than others. You're probably going to have a huge windfall of things that could drain your energy unless there are areas that you want to see grow and expand. Then that's where you want to apply the energy, right? It's just about being intentional with where it's going to yield the best outcome. And the outcome for the month, Seven of Cups, too many options, too many directions. It's very much about exploring all of the different possibilities that are at your disposal, but I want to be clear that it's probably going to be too much rather than not enough. You might be thinking there's not enough, there's not enough, there's not enough. That's why this is really pushing you to show gratitude first. Even if it's not quite right, you can just show some appreciation for it so more can come and you have more options at your disposal. But I mean, anytime we have options, that can kind of throw a wrench into things, right? Sometimes it can bring on more of a dilemma, but that is okay. This is also reiterating the Two of Pentacles is the oncoming energy. I think that this is after August is when the Seven of Cups, and it's kind of like you have a bunch of choices. And I mean, it's not a bad thing at all. It's just about making sure that you focus on what you want long term in order to make this easy for you when it arrives. Now we're going to go into the timeline. So as usual, first, second, third, and fourth quarter. So that is where you end August. And where you start off the month is abundance. That is like the gratitude and abundance is the thing for Aquarians right now. Again, lack mentality is not your friend. You probably have a lot more than you realize. So if you focus on your goals, what you have currently, it's going to open up the floodgates for more abundance. So do your best with this. And you have a lot to choose from. So I think you're going to be sitting pretty for the month of August. Okay, second quarter, high flying. Again, this looks like a really great month. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any of this reading. It's very clear, very straightforward in terms of what you're making happen, and it's just up to you. You set the intention, you set the direction, and if you're applying the effort and making decisions that are in alignment with what you want long term rather than to people please or meet other people's needs, then you're going to be really set. And that's what this is saying. So you have enough already, and then you just ascend. So third quarter, heart. Really, really listen to what your body has to say at this time. Listen to what your heart wants. What do you really want? I can't tell you how many times people just like don't believe that something can happen for them. And so at that point, the universe is going to prove you right. So if you really don't think that you can get what you want, then go ahead and stop there, because you're not going to get anything more than that. So if you have a desire, try to get yourself into the headspace where you are able to remind yourself that it is possible. The possibility, that margin of possibility, is all that you need in order to cultivate what you want. So it's just about being skeptical of the always and nevers. This always happens to me. I'm never going to have that. Blah, blah, blah. If you can be skeptical with those statements, then you're already on the right track to getting what you want, whatever it is that you desire from a heart-centered place. So that's what you're really going to be flexing during the third quarter. I'm just reminding you of that, because with all of these, it's like there's the dark and the light and the shadow, the good and the bad side. So you want to make sure that you're coming at it from a place of looking at it from both angles so that you can navigate it. These are all lessons, remember. So it's all about learning and working with this energy rather than fighting it. And wrapping up the month of August, we have endings. So something is coming to a close. And this is, I'm getting this sense that this is probably emotional in nature. This is something that has been a pattern of yours for a long time that just is not working. So whatever it is for you, and I think you already know what this is, and some of you are going to be cringing like, oh, why'd she have to pull that card? Damn you. But this is really pointing to all of the work that you're doing serves a purpose. And remember, when something ends, that is for your highest good, and that is opening up doors to new places, new chapters, bigger and better opportunities. So don't get too wrapped up in what's behind you. If you keep looking behind, you're never going to be able to look forward into what's next. All right. And as usual, we have a 3-card pick. Pick a card, any card. You can apply this. This is the Slutist Tarot, so you're welcome to apply this to relationships if you want. I know people like to do that with these cards. So it's up to you. Whatever you'd like to do with it, pick as few or as many as you'd like. Card number 1, Wheel of Fortune. Really lean on the I don't know. I don't know can either be, you can look at it like it's a glass half full or a glass half empty. So anything could happen. And more often than not, you want to try to exercise your mind and train it to believe that, oh, this is a vacancy that can be filled with something that I desire. And if you do that enough, then you start to see where those miracles will show up. So just be flexible in what you think is going to happen, and something better might even show up. And then card number 2, we have 9 of Swords. So what is scaring you? I almost don't even want to go further into the card. I will. But part of me just kind of wants to prompt the question of, what are you afraid of? What does this bring up? When I talk about fear, when I talk about being scared or worried, where is that in your body, and what are you doing with it? right? Are you holding on to it? Are you acknowledging it? A lot of the time, just acknowledgement will do a lot for this. And remember that fear is designed to protect you. It's a part of yourself that really wants the best for you. It's like a worrisome mother that you have in the back of your mind at all times. So have compassion for that part of yourself, and you might see a lot of other things clear up for you. And card number 3, we have Judgment. When you are making decisions this month, remember that you want to treat it as if it is something that you are kind of etching away at in order to make, okay, let me back up for a second. I'm getting all jumbled together. Every decision that you make applies to your big vision. So don't forget that. Every decision counts. And if you can remember that, it might actually give you the motivation and inspiration to really, really make every minute of your day, make every moment count as much as you can, including rest. Rest is not invaluable. Maybe that's something you're practicing. So just remember that if you're living intentionally, if you're treating each decision as though that is something that is really going to help you grow, and it's going to cling to something bigger, a bigger vision that you have, then this is going to be a lot, it's going to be a lot easier for you to make decisions that feel good for you. Okay, so that is all for the reading. I hope you've enjoyed this reading as much as I've enjoyed reading for you, Aquarius. And until next time, don't forget to check out if you would like to work with me one-on-one. All of the links are in the description box. You are welcome to go to onyxhealing.com to check all of that out. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and you are welcome to check out my other YouTube channel that I have going right now, and there's lots of fun stuff on there. So until next time, have a beautiful August, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.